Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'd like to talk about variables and the use of comments in your measures and calculated columns. So firstly, variables. So variables are temporary sort of placeholders where we can use to store our values, temporarily store our values in our measures and calculated columns. Okay, I often use variables when I have complex calculations and I need to break down those calculations. For example, here I've got a measure. It's not that complicated, but already there's there's one main calculation going on. There's the divide function. So we're dividing the total sales divided by the total sales of the selected product. Okay, so it's the second calculation here. That's the denominator. So we've got the numerator, which is the total sales divided by the total sales for each category. Okay, so it's a bit complicated if you're looking at it, it's a bit complicated to quickly understand. So we will simplify this calculation by using variables. So to create your variables, you will use the keyword var. So that's the first step. Use the keyword var. Now you're going to assign a name, a variable name. So let's say total sales category. Okay. Ensure you have descriptive name for your variables so they make sense. Now we will get this calculation here, copy that and bring that up to our variable. Okay, so that's going to calculate the total sales for each category. So that's done. Now we'll create a second variable, and that's going to be for our final result. So the second variable equals, and now we'll have our calculation for divide. Divide our total sales divided by the denominator, which is our total sales by category. Okay. The alternate result can be 0. Okay. And at the end, you must always return a value if you're using variables. So we will use the keyword return. And the value that we're going to return will be result. Okay, I'll just comment this one out so we don't have any errors going. Okay, so as you can see, we moved from this text calculation here, which looked a bit, not clear. It's a bit hard to understand, to this simplified calculation here, where we can identify that, we're calculating the total sales per category. Okay, and then we're dividing the total sales divided by the total sales per category. It's much more clearer to understand. I love variables. Next, let's move on to comments. So we already use comments here. If you want to comment out blocks of calculations, well, you use the / asterisk and then asterisk, and you close off the comment. If you want to comment out a single line, you just put a double / Okay, so this is a comment. Okay, so that was variables and the use of comments. The use of comments is very important as well in your measures and calculated columns, because it's going to help you, document your measure, give some description and context about your measure. Like, for example, here I've got an explanation of the all except DEX function. Okay, everything that's in comments, you'll see that it's in green, and it will not be processed by Power BI. It's just information only. Okay, so I always like to write my comments in my measures or calculated columns, and I always like to use variables as well,